Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on.
And as this is the 17th of May, we are going to be watching Memphis Belle from 1990, directed by Michael Catton Jones and starring Matthew Modine. So to begin with, this was sort of like an interesting undertaking when this movie was done. We had a bunch of a very varied amount of very young actors involved with this movie. Some of them early in their career, some just starting to become noticeable movie stars, and that's basically what this whole entire thing was. I didn't actually see this movie in the theaters when it came out, but I did see it quite early on. Again, probably one of those digital first choice super channel sort of things, or maybe even DVD in its early days, because I don't believe I've seen a VHS copy of it, because as far as I can remember, it might have always been widescreen, the version I'd seen. But again, that being said, I hadn't seen it very much, so it's been quite a while since I had watched it prior to this viewing. And like I had mentioned, not only does this movie star Matthew Modine, but it also stars Eric Stoltz, Dave Donovan, B.D. Sweeney, Billy Zane, Sean Astin, Harry Connick Jr., John Lithgow, and David Strathairn. So at the U.S. Air Force base in England, the crew members of the B-17 bomber Memphis Belle actually prepare for their 25th and final mission, which is going into enemy Germany territory. So, Bomber Captain Dennis Dearborn, who is Matthew Modine, knows the mission is a dangerous one, but he's under pressure from Army Public Relations man, which is Lieutenant Colonel Bruce Behringer, played by John Lithgow, to earn a decisive victory for the Allies. Now the Memphis Belle prepares to take flight as apprehension and dissension among the crew builds. Like I said, it had been a while since I'd seen this movie, and I do remember quite enjoying it when I saw it originally. Now, this movie is, first of all, much shorter than I had remembered it being, or thinking that a movie of this sort of storyline should be much longer than it really is. But that not being said, it's a enjoyable thing to see, because again, when you're dealing with an ensemble cast where everyone gets a chance to be on screen and tell their story, develop their character, it's very enjoyable to witness. The time period of this movie is very short. We start on one day, end on another, pretty much, and that's pretty much it. But it is a kind of a fun ride to witness. Now, here's where some things don't quite sort of age well. Some of the special effects for this movie are not the best. Now, there are some really cool, like, miniature shots and all that sort of thing, where you can tell it is a miniature and whatnot. There's some really good um, actual footage being used of, like, dogfights during this time in history. But we do have a lot of looking out windows and seeing poorly blue screen skies and fighters flying back. We get the really obvious black lines of the original footage and the matted footage not quite matching up. That's how you get that black line in like early special effects shots that use a blue screen. But that aside, it's still enjoyable to watch nonetheless. So, as I had mentioned, this is a very short time period which this movie takes place. The movie actually announces itself as starting on May 16th in 1943, and after the celebratory party that is thrown for these pilots going up for their 25th mission, the next day is obviously May 17th, 1943, which is 23 minutes into this 1 hour and 39-minute movie. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what movie we're going to be watching for tomorrow. And that is going to be for May 18th, A Few Good Men from 1992. So until next time, go see a movie.